Hey everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize, based on Ambergris Key, Belize. We have our fourth question of the weekly in the inbox. In this series, we pull questions from emails, texts, LinkedIn messages, Facebook messages, comments, and pull them into a synthesized answer for you. There are tons of questions that are coming in, so we are going to be getting those on the list here. So if you've asked a question or you've sent a question, you don't see it yet, do stay tuned because we are going to be making sure that all of those are answered. So today we're going to go through the fourth question that was asked, and that is by Brian. And Brian said, is Secret Beach a good investment for a 5 to 10-year plan to build or sell, or are other regions a better option for an investment range of 40 to 100,000? It seems a lot of lots are being flipped. All right, so that's a really great question. First and foremost, when you're looking at property in Belize, you have to understand whether you're looking at it from an investment perspective or a lifestyle perspective. I know a lot of us like to combine the two where we're like, all right, well, we can hold on to it to 5 to 10 years and then we can live there. And that I would say is more of a long-term lifestyle initiative, right? That's looking at it from the perspective of eventually spending time there. If your goal is primarily to be looking at it from an investment perspective, especially because land banking and buying and selling land is a very popular way that investors are investing in Belize, then you need to be smart about what sort of land you're investing in. First and foremost, when I have clients who are looking at land banking, one of the first questions I ask, or that they ask me when we're looking at the properties, is what makes this property unique? And you have to keep that in mind. And what we tend to find here is that beachfront land really tends to be the most unique property, right? And it's an island, we're on an island, so there's finite land, but there's even less land that's directly on the water. And so the first thing that I would recommend is looking for land that's on the water. And so if you are thinking 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, that's also going to depend where it is that you're looking. If you're thinking 5 years, you probably want to be closer to town, closer to the action, because then there's a higher probability that that will flip in 5 years for more of a profit. If you're thinking down the line 20 years, well, then you could probably go north, south of town a little bit more, specifically on Ambergris Key, because the development is heading in that direction, but it'll take a little bit more time. And again, going back to that question, what makes it unique? So yes, waterfront. Also, how many of those lots are there? And, this is something that I tend to find with Secret Beach is Secret Beach, there are a couple thousand lots. So if you're not waterfront and you're not maybe offering some really attractive financing, you're going to have a lot of competition when it comes to reselling or flipping your lot down the line. And this isn't true for just Secret Beach. This is true for developments in total, like overall, because you may find that there's developments happening north, south, all around the country, in your hometown, wherever you're looking at property. But what makes a specific lot different than the others that are being sold, especially here on the island and in Belize generally? A lot of lots are around the same size, and maybe there's one that has a better advantage than others, so you want to be looking at the one that's different. And so thinking about that in the long run. So whether or not Secret Beach is a good investment, it really depends on what your investment goals are. Do I think there's other land that could be a better option down the line? Yes. But it also depends on where that is. So I'm happy to discuss this with anybody in more detail if you want to. There's always going to be pros and cons of every property that you're looking at, and there could certainly be parts of Secret Beach that are better than the others, right? So don't take my previous answer there as a definite, don't invest in Secret Beach kind of answer. But I do think that it really just depends on you and your goals. How long do you want to have this for? What sort of profit are you looking for? And do note here that one nice thing about land banking is that property taxes are fairly inexpensive. I mean, very inexpensive, right? So if you have a 75 by 100, you're typically looking at 45, 100 US dollars per year. So it's really easy and affordable to hold on to that property, which is why a lot of people tend to look at Belize for that land banking. Also here in Belize, they do not have capital gains tax. So if you buy it today for 50,000 and you sell it for 150,000 in 10 years, in Belize, you do not pay tax on that $100,000 gain. Now, your home country may have different rules for you, but here in Belize, they don't have capital gains. So nice advantage there. But at the end of the day, it really comes back to you, your strategy, what you're looking for, what you're trying to accomplish. But I do recommend reaching out if you want to learn a little bit more about what's in the market today. There's always options available. and I would love to share those with you. And then, of course, before you buy the real estate, please do reach out for this really important guide, the 12 must know facts before you buy real estate in Belize. Even if you've purchased before and you may be looking at more property, I would highly recommend that you reach out to us for this as well. There may be some things that maybe you didn't pick up on initially. I know it took me a couple of times of buying property here to really understand what the process looked like. So I want to make sure that you're educated before you decide to own. Feel free to reach out to me, info@Luna Realty Belize, info@Luna Realty Belize. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day, evening, morning, depending on what time you're listening to this. Bye, everyone.